This month we talk about tech stocks doing a dance, beavers attacking the internet in Canada, data theft is more popular than ever, Microsoft Build hinting at many things, including the biggest shakeup of Windows OS in 10 years, AWS Cloud Azure being scrapped for migrations, many other cloud announcements we'll be covering here in the next 10 minutes. Hi, I'm Matt Carolyn and welcome to this month's Puck Online episode, bringing you the hot topics for the latest month in public cloud space. Today we are here in North Vancouver on a lovely weekend that was meant to be raining, so I've been very lucky. Lots of news to cover this month, so let's get into it. So in general news, it seems there's still a buzz going around about cloud growth, and still after last quarter's numbers were released in April. You can check out those details by watching our May edition of Puck Online. But in a nutshell, Amazon, Google and Microsoft are all beating growth forecasts, but investors seem to be expecting them to blow those forecasts out of the water. But even poor Google, who did blow last quarter's projections out of the water, has been sitting pretty flat in the share price. Amazon and Microsoft share prices have actually been falling a bit in value since then. Maybe the excitement of businesses booming in the cloud space due to COVID and work from home conditions. Many may be feeling now this has been overinflated in the tech sector's prices. And now people are holding off in investing as they wait for the correction in the market. I know I've got all my auto buys set ready for the tech stocks to drop. And Nokia has teamed up with Microsoft to offer a public cloud-based AI use case library for the telecommunications companies out there. Nokia's AVA AI, hosted as a service on Azure, claims to combine telco-grade security and instant web-scale architecture scalability. And here in Vancouver, a lot of people were without internet for a day when a beaver chewed through a 5-inch thick tube containing fiber optic lines. Maybe Elon Musk sent them to encourage people to use satellite internet instead. Talking about SpaceX Starlink internet service, here in Vancouver we got a great sight in the night sky in May. A line of 60 SpaceX satellites. Obviously, lots of people were freaking out about the very organized UFO invasion lining up to attack us. 1,500 satellites have been launched so far, with plans to launch thousands more, so many more UFO sightings are still to come. And Zoom is launching an events platform for virtual experiences. Due to become available in summer, Zoom Events is described as an all-in-one platform with the power to produce interactive and engaging virtual experiences. The developers say it combines the reliability and scalability of Zoom meetings, chat, and video webinars in one package for event organizers, with the ability to produce ticketed live events for internal and external audiences of any size. And in a recent report, it was revealed that there's been more data stolen in January of this year, 2021, than of all of 2017. A total of 878 million data records were compromised worldwide in January this year alone. And it keeps growing at a steady pace every year. And Databricks unveiled a data sharing protocol as part of their data lakehouse. They described it as the first open source protocol for securely sharing data across organizations in real time, completely independent of the platform on which the data resides. Microsoft's Azure will no longer be SAP's preferred cloud platform. Although SAP executives say the company's embraced partnership remains strong. Obviously, with years of collaboration, SAP and Azure will still be strong. However, it sounds like SAP didn't want to be tied to the hip any longer to just one cloud. Obviously, the big news for the end of May was the 3-day Microsoft Build event. If you missed it or you simply just want a recap, make sure you check out our quick 5-minute episode covering the event, keynotes, and the top announcements made at the event. In other Azure news, Microsoft announced Pytorch Enterprise, which is a new Azure service that provides developers with additional support for using Pytorch on Azure. And this, I feel, was a big announcement made last week. If you are building cloud-native applications based on Azure PaaS services like Azure App Service, Logic Apps, Azure Functions, API Management, or Event Grid, you can now run them anywhere, on-premise, other cloud providers, or at the edge using Azure Arc. If you didn't hear last week, Windows 10X has been scrapped. And then the next day during Build's keynote, Satya Nadella hinted at the new refresh of Windows, which will be the biggest change, he says, in the last 10 years. Many are predicting that there will be a special Windows-focused event happening in July this year, and we'll see if a date for that event comes out in the next few weeks. We'll definitely let you know as soon as we hear. And in AWS news, we covered this announcement in previous episodes, but just last week, AWS made true on their promise and made GA an instance for Amazon Elastic Container Service that can run on-premise. Also, AWS has made SQL Server running on its Outpost relational database service generally available, extending its hybrid cloud database coverage with more support for databases to come. And AWS announced that it plans to open an infrastructure region in the United Arab Emirates in the first half of 2022. The new AWS Middle East region will consist of 3 availability zones and become AWS's second region in the Middle East, with the existing AWS region in Bahrain. Globally, AWS has 80 availability zones across 25 geographic regions, with plans to launch 18 more availability zones and 6 more AWS regions in Australia, India, Indonesia, Spain, Switzerland, and the UAE. And in the middle of May, AWS made a managed AWS App Runner service for building container applications generally available. In effect, AWS is now providing the entire DevOps backend that developers require to build and deploy applications now as a service. Developers can choose to either use their existing desktop tools to encapsulate software artifacts or simply indicate which artifacts residing in a Git repository they want AWS App Runner to encapsulate on their behalf. And AWS Application Migration Service has just gone GA and is a new service that enables organizations to move applications to AWS without making changes to the applications, their architecture, or a migrated service. This is the successor to Cloud Azure, which the company acquired in 2019. AWS are now recommending this as the primary migration service for lift and shift migrations to AWS. Moreover, according to AWS, the new service simplifies migration by enabling customers to use the same automated process for various applications. Customers can migrate all kinds of applications such as SAP CRM, Oracle e-Business Suite, Microsoft SharePoint, and commercial databases to AWS. And in GCP Google News, Google plans to shift cloud computing tasks between data centers based on green power availability. The company said this capability means it can shift tasks between different server farms based on regional hourly fluctuations in the availability of carbon-free energy, so that it can ensure its workloads are running in the most environmentally friendly way possible. And PayPal is expanding its multi-year Google Cloud partnership as they see massive growth due to an increase in online payments during the pandemic. In May, they made a public commitment to move more of their workloads to GCP over the next few years. And StorageCraft's new disaster recovery as a service offering uses Google Cloud as its backend, getting them out of the data center business like most other tech companies these days. The new solution will be faster than their previous one, and this comes on the back of the merger they had earlier this year with ArcServe. So in wrap up, make sure you check out publiccloud.ninja for links to all our podcasts, and online meetups and events. And click that like button and subscribe so you can get notified each month when we release new episodes. Our next episode will be in 4 weeks' time. And make sure, if you're in the Azure cloud space or Microsoft world, you check out our recap of Microsoft Build event, which was held over 3 days last week. Till next time, stay safe and keep challenging yourself.